Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to draw a cute manga or manga chibis today. So you're going to be drawing with Miss Knight, and we're going to be using this book as our reference and our guide. Okay? So now I'm going to turn the camera very slowly. Alright, and it'll take it a minute to focus. Apologize for spinning you around the world here. Alright. So as I was saying, we're going to draw chibis today. Chibis is a style of Japanese anime art, and chibi is a slang word for short, cute, and chubby. And it's really cute. Really cute art form. I really enjoy it. I like it because it's fun to do, and it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. So we're going to try this together. This is one of the first times that I've been doing this. Especially this video, if you look online, you can find so many different types of chibis. A lot of your favorite characters have been chibi-sized, if that's even a word. So let's get started. The first thing is you're going to need your supplies. I'm going to be just using a piece of white paper and just a regular old wooden pencil with a good eraser, and then maybe a Sharpie later for outlining. Plus, you're going to need some markers or some color pencils or crayons to add color to your design later. Okay? I'm also, like I said, going to be using this book right here, and it is by Miss Samantha Witten and Jeannie Lee. They do a great job in this book really explaining what chibis are. They give you step-by-step directions on how to do it, even how to chibi characters, and then it's just very great detail. Alright, so we'll be using this as a reference, and I've copied some of these images for you into a Google slide presentation, and I've shared that with you in Schoology if you'd like to have it in front of you. It also has a lot more things than what I'm going to be just showing you in this video. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I want to show you their, well, before I do that, let's get our paper ready just like we would in art class. Okay. So because we're going to be drawing just one chibi today for practice, our paper needs to be vertical to represent the fact that we're just beginning drawing the front view of a chibi. And so the first thing I want you to do is, just like normal, on the front, bottom right hand corner, I want you to write your first and your last name. Alright, and then I want you to write my name, my last name, so we know what teacher it belongs to, and what class period I have you for. So if I have you for first period, write first. If I have you for second, second. Okay, and so on. Alright, I'm going to straighten this up just a little bit here. Excuse me as I mess with this and try not to touch all the buttons. Alright. Next, I'm going to show you some pictures, and we're going to focus on drawing the body. And remember, you need to draw lightly until you know you get it right. Alright? So, right here in this book, they show you the chibi body. And they show you the steps on how to draw this, or they show you the proportions of it. And I'm going to break this down into easy to follow steps for you. So the first thing I'm going to do is on my paper, and again I kind of turn it slightly because it makes it a little bit easier for me to draw. I'm going to draw a little bit darker so that you can see it. Okay? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a big T or a cross. Okay? And again, I'm drawing pretty dark because I need you to be able to see it on your screen. Alright? Next thing I want you to do is focus with me on this page, and I want you to check this out. This is how big the head is in comparison to the rest of the body. What you'll notice is the size or the proportion of the body is the exact same to the size or the proportion of the legs, meaning these two are the same. Okay, they measure the exact same size. However, the head is slightly bigger than the body and the legs. So we need to keep that in mind as we're drawing. So if I imagine that this section right here is this section here where the head is, okay? And if this is going to be my head, alright, then I'm going to imagine that this right here to this right here is my head shape, okay? And I also would suggest to you that you draw these two lines in, alright? Now, you don't have to draw this part if you don't want to draw this little arrow with the head in here, but you do need to have this in here kind of for proportion. And again, draw lightly. The next thing I'm going to do is I remember that when I measured these for my body and my legs, this was slightly smaller. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my fingers here and I'm going to measure from here to here. Alright, and I'm going to move down, and then I'm going to use my pencil and I'm going to make a slightly, see how it's going to be slightly smaller than that. Alright, so this from here to here now is going to be my body section. And remember, you don't have to draw that part. Then remember, body to legs was equal. So body to legs equal. Okay. So now I kind of have some guidelines, a grid, an outline, however you want to call it, that's going to help me get my chibi drawn. Okay? So first thing I'm going to do is just try to get the basic shape of the head down. And we'll put some more detail in with the head in a little bit. So I first start by getting the shape of my head. And I notice that when it comes in closer down here, it kind of comes in just a little bit. So I'm going to come in just a little bit and kind of come back out. And come out. And then I'm going to come over here and try to match it. I'm trying to keep in mind the distance between here and here should be the same from here to here. Okay? Alright. And then the bottom of the chin should touch here and kind of come up. Some of these marks here so I don't get confused about all these little scratchy lines I have everywhere. Okay? And it's okay if it's not exactly perfect. Alright, now I'm going to look at the ears, and the ears go slightly below my little plus sign here. So my ears are going to go slightly below, and I'm going to go ahead and do it on both sides. I just kind of did a little shallow U maybe. Can't really see that well. I think focused a little better. And then you'll notice the top of the ear is about halfway the size of the head. So if I think about my head and I think about halfway, my ear is going to be somewhere close to there. So I'm going to do like this. And it just kind of goes out like that. It's a very simple shape of an ear. Okay? Now, you can either take your line over here, keeping it parallel to this line, if that helps you, or you can kind of just eyeball it, just kind of whatever makes it easier for you, because you'll just erase it later. It might help you when you draw eyes, though, hint, hint. Okay. So I got my two ears in there, and it's okay if one seems a little bigger than the other, because you got to remember you're going to put hair too, and depending on your hairstyle, you may end up covering up part of your ears. Okay? Now let's look at the neck. The neck kind of goes like this, and again, it should be about the same size. It should be the same size from here as it is to here. Okay? So if one side looks a little skinnier than the other side, you just make it a little bigger, and then it's a curved line that goes from here to here. Okay, and I'm going to erase that first little mark I made because it wasn't correct. Alright. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and pull this in here just to give my idea. So I know, okay, my body's got to fit in here. Alright, so now if we're looking at just the body section, you'll notice that this plus sign, if I think about half of this body, okay, that plus sign's a little bit tiny lower than half. So then if I take my pencil and I think about, okay, if this is half of my body, that plus sign is just slightly under it. Okay? So let me show you that again. If If I think about this, and if this was half, okay, I got to find the halfway mark, then I just have to go slightly under it for my plus sign. And I'm going to go ahead and do like this. Alright. Now I'm going to make his little bean belly, little round belly shape here. And it looks like they just kind of come out right here. You notice his shoulders don't actually go straight across. They kind of diagonal down, just a little bit slant down. Okay? And it does come all the way down to here. It's too curved. Oops. Alright, I'm just putting a line down here, so I know I got to come down to here. Alright. So this is going to come down, and then basically, not straight down, but pretty close. And then curve. And that probably needs to come down just a little bit more before it starts to curve. Down in there. Now you got to do it on this side. Okay, remember I said it wasn't straight down. It's kind of at an angle. A little bit of a diagonal, but not much. And then curves in. And again, you kind of want them to match. But if they don't, it's okay. This is the first time that we're drawing this. We're just practicing. And remember, you always get better with practice, just like any sport, any skill that you're learning. Okay? Alright. Still looks a little wonky right there. Alright, now let's get our arms in. So the first thing I want to do is draw in these little elbow circles, or elbow joints, and they are right above, they live right above this little line here that I drew. So I want to go, and they touch the side of the body. So I'm going to go ahead and put one here. Now, you'll notice I did not do that circle in one perfect line. I always get kids to go, I need a perfect circle and I can't do it, and you can. It took me several circles and lines around that to get that right. Okay? Alright, so now we're going to start right here at the shoulder, and we're just going to come down to my elbow. Boom. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. And boom. Alright? Now let's see where the arms stop. The arms stop above the end of the body. So right around in here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a very, very light line, so I make sure both my arms are, the same length. Okay? And I'm going to put a circle later that will turn into a hand, and a circle. And then this line comes kind of out and back in just a little. It's not a perfect straight line. And then this one kind of comes out and in. Now, if you were doing a superhero, or you wanted a really muscular chibi doll, you may do something a little bit different with your arms there to kind of pump them up. Make sure they look like they've been working out. Alright? Now, let's focus on doing our legs. Okay? Alright. So, first thing I notice is that I need to find where our, oops, let me get that better on the screen for you, our knee joints are, or little circles. So if you take the leg section and I put it in half, you'll notice that the knees rest right on the halfway mark. So if I look at my leg section right here and I eyeball it and go, okay, this is about half, then I know my leg or knee are going to be right above or right on that circle. And this circle got a little big. Okay? Alright, the next thing I know is that my legs, and I may have to move my knees over just a little bit, the legs start right out here at the body and come down. Oh, I'm definitely going to have to move my knees over. Look at that. That is way off. Oops. It's a good thing about drawing lightly. Let me try that again. Alright, so if I go ahead and just go ahead and bring this down, my knees are going to be right in here. What was I thinking? Alright. Oops. Okay. Forgot to move my mouse. Alright, and then the rest of the leg goes like that. Okay, those are your thighs. Alright, and then we're going to do your calves. And they don't really have any kind of muscle definition. But again, if you want yours to be a little more muscular, you can make your calves muscular. Like your Chibi had been working out. And then the little feet kind of look like little shoes, little hooves. They just kind of come down, kind of curve around. And then they don't really come to a point. It's a rounded point. But later these could be turned into feet. They could be turned with feet with toes. They could be turned into shoes. They kind of look like shoes right now even. Okay? Alright, so that is our basic human Chibi body. Alright? Now what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the face. Alright? So check this out. They have here where they have the basic anime face and the dimensions for it. And look, their head, they have it, if you cut this head in half, they have their eyes are kind of right at the top. The top of their eye touches the halfway mark. Okay? But look at the Chibi face. If we put this thing in half, alright, half would be the top of the eyes. A fourth of it is the bottom. But look at all this empty space up here. Okay? So we have to make sure that we're watching it and paying attention to that as we draw our head. Alright, I'm going to zoom in and make sure it's on the camera where you guys can see it really well. Both my drawing and the book. Alright. Okay, we're going to focus on the Chibi head. Alright. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get that little nose in here because it's right here in this little crosshairs. Right here where these two lines cross. This is a simple little sideways V. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a simple, easy little smile. Ta-da! That was easy. Alright. Let's look at this head. If I was to divide this head in half, halfway would be right about here. So their eyes are touching the halfway mark. And then if I divided the head in fourths, which would be here and here, the bottom of their eyes are touching the fourth. So if I look at this, my ears, remember, were about halfway. So since I've got this line in here, I know my eyes are pretty much going to go all the way up to here, and the bottom of my eyes are going to be here. If you didn't draw that line, you might want to now. So this should be about halfway between here and here. Okay? Alright. So the first thing I'm going to do is just very lightly pencil in where I want my eyeball. This eye is pretty much in the middle between this halfway mark and the side of your head. And it's just a nice big tall oval. The hard part I think about the eyes is getting one to match the other. Don't draw one perfect all the way through. Draw one step, then go over to the other side and draw one step. Before you do each, I always have a student who'll do one whole eye and then they can't get the other eye to match. Try to do each step on each eye. Okay? Alright. Next you'll notice inside here they have like a little moon shape. Alright? Well, we're going to go ahead and put that in here. Kind of looks like that. I promise we'll turn that into a pupil here in a little bit. Alright, at the top of this little moon shape they have a tiny oval. That's going to be a little small highlight. And then they have a bigger one that touches right here. Alright. And then they have this little black thick line here. That is the eye line. That's where, if you were going to put eyeliner on, that's where it would be. It's where your eyelashes meet your eye. Okay? And if you'll notice, it kind of comes around here. It's in between the eye and the side of the head, and it comes around. And I'm just doing a thin line first, just to make sure I get it where I want it. And then you can go back and thicken that up a little bit. Okay. And then you'll notice that this one has eyebrows right up here. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little line up here for now. Now, I do know from reading through this book and copying some of the pictures for you guys that the differences between the boy chibi head and the girl chibi head, according to them, is the boy chibi head has no eyelashes. They don't put any eyes on there. Eyelashes, excuse me. And then they make the eyebrow thicker, okay? Whereas on the girl, they add eyelashes and then they make the eyebrow real thin, alright? So I'm going to put eyelashes on mine because I'm going to turn mine into a girl. You don't have to do this step if you don't want a girl, okay? So I'm going to kind of follow along and just do like this. I'm kind of making my own version here. And a lot of times it's hard to get the eyelashes and things to match on both sides, but remember you still kind of have those guidelines. So I'm looking at it trying to go, okay, I had this one kind of touch the guideline one, this one's under it, okay? Alright, and I'm also going to, by looking at their eyes, I'm going to go ahead and finish this little half moon shape and make it a whole circle, and then use my pencil to just kind of lightly color that in. And this part of the eye, this would be the iris, or the colored part of your eye. So I'm just going to use my pencil to make short little lines in there. And if I was going to color this or use marker, this is what I would use the different colors for. Because if you really do a close look at your eye or someone else's eye, if you look inside there, it's all different colors there. Even a very dark brown eye, they have different colors or shades of brown in there. Okay? Alright. So there is our eyes. And in the package I have, or the slide presentation, they have several different ways that you can draw eyes. We're just going with this one for now. Alright, the next thing I'd like for us to do is focus on drawing the hands. Okay? So in this book here, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you can see the pages. Okay? They have the normal fist, a chibi fist, a mitten fist, and what they call a mini fist. And then they have it where the hand is open, and they also have it with a peace sign and where it's like leaning hand. Okay? They're doing what are the common, most used hand positions for anime art. Alright? And we're going to try the chibi fist and a chibi open hand drawing. Okay? So we're going to look at our person, and I'm going to zoom back in on the hands. Now, you always have to remember that when where the thumbs are when you're looking at this person, okay? So if this person has their hands like flat in front of you with their palms facing towards the back of them, then their thumbs are going to be next to their legs. If their palms are facing out, which is kind of an awkward position, where you would see their palms, their thumbs are going to be facing away from their legs. Okay, so I'm going to pretend that she is holding something in one hand and that her hand is palms out. Okay, so this one, her palm is going to be out, which means her thumb is going to be on this side, and then she's going to have 4 stubby fingers. So I'm just going to do kind of like this. Yeah, I know that looks kind of weird, but I promise we'll turn it into something. And then over here, I'm going to have it to where she is holding something. So this is if this hand is supposed to look like this, which is very awkward for me to do. And this hand is going to be kind of like, well, we're going to kind of draw it like this, like she's holding something. Okay? So I'm going to turn this page just a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 little lines, and then my little thumb line is going to be like that. Alright. Now, I know those look funky, but I promise they're going to turn out right. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start over on this hand, and I'm going to do the little thumb, and each little finger. Now, they're little stubby fingers, but there is space between each finger. And then a curved little hand. And then I'm going to erase anything in there we don't need. I'm also going to go ahead and get rid of my elbow circle because I don't need that anymore. Okay? There. Kind of reminds me of if you've ever had a glove and like blown in it when you're at the doctor's office or something. Alright, let's come over here to this hand. And now I want it to look like she is going to hold something. So I'm going to first take it and I'm going to draw her little thumb kind of up like that. And then each one of these fingers are going to be folded in. So there's one. Now these would be touching each other. 2, 3, 4. And then the sides of the hands kind of come in, back out, and back out. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of and then I'm going to kind of leave this open for right now because I'm going to put something in her hand later. Probably a paintbrush or something. Alright. Chibi hands. Okay. Let's focus on chibi feet and legs. So I'm going to clean up a little bit around here. Pull this up just a little bit. I use a white polymer eraser. I really like those. Around the beginning of the school year, they'll have them on sale at Walmart, and then when they go on clearance, I'll get whole packages of them. That's what I try to do. Alright, so chibi feet. Chibi feet are pretty cute. They do it differently. They have normal feet, chibi feet, mitten feet, and mini feet. Okay? Now, yours, you could just probably leave it like this. You could turn these into tennis shoes by adding laces. You could add some heels and turn them into high heels. You could add like the tops of them and turn them into boots or high tops. But since I am one of those people who like to go barefoot a lot, or I like to wear sandals a lot, or flip-flops, I'm actually going to be looking at this page here, which is page 47, where they have drawn a couple of legs and feet, and it's going to help me draw my own little toes and feet here. Okay? So I'm going to start with this one, and again, remember where the big toe is on the human body. Some people will put the big toe on the wrong side of the body. Okay? So I'm going to start by kind of going in a little bit at the ankle, coming out. And her big toe would be right here. This is her big toe. And then this is going to come out. And then she's going to have 4 little toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to clean up inside here. Boom. Alright. Okay. I'm going to do the other side. So, I'm going to come down, go up just a little bit, so, alright. And if you think about this again, this is be where the big toe is. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Made that look a little funky. Alright. Okay. So, now, she's missing some things, right? She's missing some hair, she's missing some clothes, alright? So the next thing I kind of want to do is I want to talk to you about hair. Hair can be kind of difficult, okay? In my slide presentation, I show you different hairstyles, different facial expressions you could even put on there by changing up the shape of the mouth, the shape of the eyes, okay? But we're just going to I'm going to show you some hair, and then I'm just going to do some basic hair for my own. I have a very simple haircut. Okay, so this book has several different versions here, different hairstyles, okay? This one actually looks pretty close to how my hair is. Pretty straight, bangs, straight cut, okay? And there's all different haircuts. I mean, you can go online and find lots and lots of different types of haircuts. But mine's pretty simple, so I'm going to think about my own hair in this situation. My hair is usually, the bangs rest right above or right on top of my eyebrows, so I'm going to do kind of like this, a little line, alright? Your hair grows out from the top of your head and down, alright? So I'm going to put a couple of lines like that, and I'm not trying to make it look real, I'm trying to make it look anime. So I'm going to kind of draw it, and instead of little tiny strips or little tiny hairs and pieces, I'm going to draw it like in little fat ribbon type pieces. Alright? And I always have, it seems like sometimes, and it really drives me crazy, I have what I call little ski slopes. Every once in a while I get this crazy bangs that on the side of my head, I don't know if it's the way I sleep or what, but I get these crazy bangs that want to stand up on the side, and I call them my ski slopes. Alright, and then the back of my hair kind of grows up like that and comes down. Alright, and it comes down to about right here. So I'm going to imagine it over here, and I'm going to do another line right here. Now, here's what a lot of kids will do when they're drawing hair. They draw hair straight down, and then they draw it right here. And then they go, I'm done drawing hair. And I'm always like, no you're not. You left all this space in here empty. Guys, you have hair back here too. The hair goes on the back of your head too. Okay? So if you have long hair, you need to show the hair back behind here as well. Alright? Now, if you don't want the edges to be all super straight, you can make it jaggedy, you can make it curly, you can make it like all look like it's flowing in one direction, you can add different stuff to it. If you don't like the way your ears are drawn, you could cover up your ears. A lot of you don't have your hair stuck behind your ears like I do. So I am going to have my hair come down, especially on this side, and cover up, because I usually do have my hair covering up my ears. So I am going to erase some of that out. Alright. I do want to show off one of my ears though, because I do wear lots of earrings all the time, big earrings. And today I'm wearing some of my sugar skull earrings. So I'm going to put that in here. I'm going to erase a little bit of a circle out. And then I think I'm just going to put a little like chibi head in there. A chibi skull. Just do it like that. Alright. Change it just a little bit. There we go. Alright. Now I would go back and we need to go back and get rid of any kind of little guidelines that we still have in here that we don't need anymore, that are kind of distracting from the artwork. So I can get rid of the plus sign on my body. At this point, this is where you would start to add some more personality to your person, where you can add clothes to your person, where I would add the things that she would be holding on to or what she would be doing, the background. I would start to add colors, the outline, to really make her stand out. If I want her to look like me, she needs glasses, she needs her flip-flops, she needs her jeans on. If I want her to be, Miss Knight the art teacher, she needs her little art apron or her little name badge. Or if I want her to be Miss Knight the chef, even though I can't cook, maybe she'll have a chef's hat and a spatula in her hand, okay? So just think about what you want to turn your chibi into and what you want that chibi to be doing, and then represent that by the props and the costumes that you add to your chibi. Alright? So now I want to challenge you, and I want you to go check out Schoology and my Google slide PowerPoint that I've shared with you, and check out all these steps plus all these extra steps that this book has that I've added to you. And I'm hoping to add more, like how to create little cute critters and how to do some of the clothing maybe and some of the props, or go online and find some of your own how to draw chibi videos. And I want to see some of your work. Don't forget to share it with me. My email address, and you guys know that. Share it through Google Hangouts, share it through Schoology, Remind. I really can't wait to see some of you guys' artworks out there. Don't forget, be well, be safe, wash your hands. Alright, and I miss you guys. I hope you enjoy drawing chibis. Bye!